Here we go then, 2 stages, 27 miles to go. This is going to be exciting here at the Tour of Epynt, the final round of the Protyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship. The last 27 miles of what has been a spectacular 6-round season. And the man in second place in that PB Engineering M Sport Rally 2 Fiesta, the pink and black car, your newly crowned champion, with champion co-driver alongside Sam Touzle and Max Freeman, currently lead this rally overall by 10 seconds. They trail by just a single second overnight from that rocket of a Darien. You see there on the start line, waiting to start this penultimate stage of the day, Wayne Jones, the king of Epynt, was mightily impressed by his opponent's time on that last stage. It is Darien weather, but is it going to be a day for Darien's, that pink and black Trade Point Fiesta of Sam Touzle, that championship winning car? He's going to hope very much not. 10 seconds the gap, 27 miles to go. 2 stages, 13.5 miles each. And let's not forget the red and black Fiesta R5, or Rally 2 Fiesta, I should say, behind of David Wright, Jane Nichol. They're in this still as well. 34 seconds back from Wayne Jones, but putting in some smashing times on the stages so far today. John Stone, Damien Cole, the gladiators of old, locked in a battle. Sounds dramatic. It is dramatic. 3 seconds back, Damien Cole. Stone was trailing. Stone put the hammer down in the first 2 stages this morning. Had a big grin on his face, just enjoying himself. Rhys Stoneman alongside, keeping that legend performance. Polo R5 right on these tricky stages where you have to be committed. You have to trust the person sat alongside you, whether you're on the notes, whether you are hanging on for dear life to that steering wheel. You have to trust the process if you want to drive quickly over these ranges. They are notorious. They have sewn up, destroyed, smashed to smithereens plenty of championships before now. They won't be doing that today. No championship in these front few cars to be decided. A few class championships to iron out through the field. And the ladies co-driver championship looks like it will go to Mags Kelly if Ant Jevons and her in the third of the PB Engineering cars can make it to the finish in their current position in that Fiesta R2. Keep an eye, though, on a car in 6th place at the moment that has really, I think it's fair to say, surprised us so far. Tom Cooper, Sarah Edwards alongside, bursting out of the blocks in the Fiesta Rally 2, and, well, don't count them out just yet. 23 seconds back from that battle for 4th between John Stone and Damien Cole. Roger Duckworth was the man on the move, wasn't he, in that last stage? Matching the fire-breathing Darien of Wayne Jones in the Fiesta R5 with a 10.50 through that stage. Brad Cole, Jamie Vaughan now back on the pace. Got rid of the soft tyres. And they found some pace. Happy with things today after a bit of a rough first day last night. Just couldn't hook things up to the point where they thought something was wrong with the car. You may have seen the photo we posted on the special stage page of Brad and Jamie just checking the car between stages. The team, the Trick Motorsport team, have checked everything on that car. Nothing wrong with it. That was confirmed by Brad today. These cars are highly sensitive to tyre changes, and the soft tyre was working for some this morning, not for others. Medium tyres on that Trick Motorsport Fiesta Rally 2 for Brad Cole, who will be looking to make a bit more of a mark on this leaderboard. He is not done yet. Can he get Roger Duckworth in 7th? Can he then overhaul Tom Cooper in 6th? There's only 13 seconds between the two of them if he wants to do that. And then he's on to the big prizes, isn't he? Brad will be looking to do that, but won't be trying too hard. He's pretty happy with how things are doing today after, well, languishing outside the top 10 overnight. Hugh Hunter, Andy Marchbank, only 1 second behind that Trick Motorsport Fiesta. So Brad will have to keep his eye on his rearview mirror, metaphorically speaking. And rounding out the top 10 at this stage, Hugh James, Lewis Sim, overhauling the historic spec Escort with its Zack Speed square arches of Gareth James' car, which has been in the middle of the top 10 all weekend. But as things started to get warm on those stages, as things started to get quicker and the turbo cars and the Darians rubbered in, it was back to a battle for the final spot in the top 10 for the two Jameses, the two Welshmen, in two very different escorts. And there is Wayne Jones powering into this stage in the Darien, spitting flames as he goes. Two camera views for you in this penultimate stage. Great to see the cars off the line. Here goes Tam Tuzel, Max Freeman. His last quote: "I must be a chef because I am cooking." We could probably agree with that, can't we? There he goes. Just a little comfort dab of the brakes and then air into the first crest and off into this 13.47 mile stage. It is a monster in modern rallying terms. Still half the mileage of your average rally still to go this afternoon. David Wright, Jen Nicol. Launch mode. The car lurches into action and into this Epynt stage. Classic scenes. We've been doing this for 16 years at Special Stage, and we have seen all manner of battles. The gladiatorial early 2000 World Rally cars, the sophisticated rocket ships of the mid to late 2010s WRC cars. Now we're into the R5 and the Rally 2 era. Modern ERC and WRC spec machinery into the Epynt ranges. Damien Cole, a 6-time Asphalt champion. 26 overall victories here, most recently on the Mueller this year, matching the legendary John Price for, is it 76 overall stage wins here on Epynt? Switching back to the 32mm restrictor, which gives him more revs. The map, something wrong with the map on the 34mm. Seeing him sitting on a limiter yesterday, not something he's used to around here. There is John Stone, Rhys Stoneman in the Legend Performance Polo GTI R5. A view of the triangle for you. First car coming into shot, as you see Gareth James in the corner of your picture launching into this stage. It's a glorious looking car, that, isn't it? Full Hot Wheels mode engaged. Plenty of spectators out here in Epynt, and Llandovery, where I stayed last night, was, and the night before, at the Castle, lovely Castle Hotel. In the shadow of the castle ruins in the car park there, which we've finished many a tour of Epynt at. Cooper and Edwards into the stage. Yeah, plenty of spectators. There was a queue to get in the stage this morning. That's always a good sign. After the biblical rain, look at the little lad with his camcorder. Love to see that. Maybe we'll have him filming on Special Stage one day. You need to find that little lad's name, don't we? Get some of his footage for our fan cam section of the show. If that little lad there, if you know whose little lad that is, we'd love to be put in touch with him. Send him some Special Stage stickers and get some of his footage on fan cam. There we go. Wayne Jones, nice, neat and tidy through there, which gives the illusion, perhaps, of it looking a little slower. But these Darians are on rails. They don't like going sideways. They're designed, they're like racing cars or rocket ships. And here we go. Sam Tuzel, Max Freeman. I expect to be a little bit more Larry through here. There you go. Look, tyre smoke locking it up and hooking a rear wheel into the ditch there. That would have firmly been a don't cut on the notes for Max, but don't cut generally refers to your front wheels. If your back wheels follow through and drop into the cut, then, well, just shows you're on it. But Sam Tuzel, Max Freeman will not be backing off at all. They've already sewn the championship up, and they want a champion's drive here at the final round, the Tour of Epynt. A fitting finale, given the battles that have played out here over the years and the heroics we've seen on these famous military ranges. David Wright, Jen Nicol, just overcooking it on the brakes. Getting away with it. Losing a second or two. but they've got a second or two in hand. They've got 18 in hand, in fact, but their eyes were very firmly on that Darien up ahead in second, which Hugh James, Lewis Simmer having to be pushed off the start line, actually. The Class C Escort not wanting to go there. You'll have seen that in the corner of your picture. That wasn't something we were expecting to see today, was it? And there's only 4 seconds between them and Hugh Hunter. If they want to move further into the top 10, Damien Cole, you saw through the triangle on your picture in front of the spectators. Glorious weather here on Epynt today. As I say, biblical rain last night, particularly for those doing the Autumn Road Rally. Just 40 minutes down the road in Carmarthen. John Stone, Reece Stoneman, nicely sideways through there. John's pushing. He's enjoying himself today on these ranges. He's got it hooked up. He doesn't always. And he's very hard on himself when he doesn't, actually. Done a lot of single venues recently as John, so had a lot of seat time in the car. And one thing they're good at single venues is car control. Having to thread the car through tight Nadgery sections certainly helped him to get to know that Polo R5, but here he is on some of the toughest roads in UK rallying, and at the moment battling for 4th overall with a 6-time Asphalt champion. There is that glorious Hot Wheels car. Look at that. That is picture perfect, wasn't it? That was a postcard moment from Gareth James there, just sending the car into the triangle, the stage running in the opposite direction to what we saw this morning. A very different prospect indeed, a lot more downhill on this section. And that was being driven. I tell you what, Tom Cooper is driving that Fiesta Rally 2 a little like I remember Steve Simpson driving his S12B Subaru, like a Mark II Escort. Love to see that. It's not the fastest way to drive one of these machines, but it shows how close to the edge he is, that he's having to send the car in and just getting it loose into that triangle. Craig Camshall, a decent day, hit the sheep yesterday. As you see, Hugh Hunter, Andy Marchbank, characteristically neat and tidy through the triangle there. Chris Woodhouse, Lucy Wilding, sitting on the start line. Nearly a full season now in that Rally 2 Fiesta. That's next Gus Greensmith car, isn't it? The works livery is still looking great on the sport car. And there, look at that. Brad Cole, Jamie Vaughan. They're hooked up now, aren't they, in that Rally 2 Fiesta? It really hasn't taken them that long to get up to speed. We saw them for the first time in that car, which very much felt like a signal of intent, and indeed it was, on the Hills Ford stages. No, we didn't. We heard about it on the Hills Ford stages. They gave us a bit of a snippet. It wasn't there, was it? Oh, yeah, it was there, wasn't it? The first time we saw it, yeah. Last season, which was almost a year to the day. And, you know, Brad was very honest and very open about the process he was going to have to go through to get up to speed in the car. There was no pressure on him to do that too quickly from the team's point of view, but from a front-running Class C Escort to a Rally 2 car capable of winning rallies overall. He took his best result so far of 4th last time out in Northern Ireland on the down rally, and he will be looking for his first podium, but it won't happen today, day one, and not getting on terms with the car quick enough put paid to that, but it won't be too far away. Hugh James, Lewis Sim, a brave cut through the triangle there in the Escort. A little bit of red mist after the car struggled to pull away on the start line. Lewis reminding Hugh at the finish of the last stage, stage 6, that there was nothing left to fight for. No reason to push, no reason to make any big risks. Go out on a high. But try telling that to the man currently out in front, Sam Toozle, with Max Freeman alongside. A lot of experience in that car, at least on the co-driver's side. Not a lot of experience, but a fair bit of seat time crammed into the year or so that we've seen Sam Toozle getting up to speed. Another young driver who was really hooked up with that Rally 2 Fiesta and the championship at, what, the second time of asking, really? Duckworth's on the move, isn't he? Be brimming with confidence after taking that second fastest stage time And nice to see as well, Alan Cook alongside. Last year was his first time over Epynt in that Technica R5 Fiesta. I missed the Subaru World Rally car, we all do, but times move on. I've managed, producer Wayne, to almost get through an entire live stream without talking about my lamenting we've lost at World Cars from the stages. Richard Clues, Carl Williamson. We've had a decent day. 12th overall coming into this one. 30 seconds back from the historic Hot Wheels Escort, let's call it, of Gareth James. Just ahead. Just waiting for those first times to drop through from our rally leaders. 10 seconds the lead for Sam Touzle. To remind you, Wayne Jones, the king of Epynt, in a car which, on a day like today, should be a rocket ship. Hasn't yet today had the measure of that Rally 2 Fiesta, but did just have it yesterday and led overnight by a very slim margin. It was an exciting way to go into day 2, knowing that there was just a second in that overall fight. There's Chris Woodhouse. You see Wilding. Some brave cuts on that triangle, because if you get that wrong and you thump the front corner of the car, say, then you could easily take off a chunk of the car in that cut, but they're getting brave. Okay, Mark Weller is watching stage side and has let us know that Sam Touzle is the first car on the road past him. Clearly, that wasn't the case at the start of this stage. Wayne Jones started the stage first, as you see Rob Morris in the Citroen. He's getting up to speed as well, isn't he? That could be crucial, if not decisive. I'll tell you what that will also do. If so, it will put John Stone in a podium position. So, yeah, car 89 is stopped after the German village and showing as retired. He won't take the tracker as gospel, as Alan Welsby just absolutely chucks that. That Road Rally Spec Escort in. That's what happens when you grow up in the lanes here in Wales. And that is, you know, to dance an Escort around like that. Okay, so desperately disappointing if what looks like to be the case is the case for Wayne Jones, retiring in his penultimate stage. The car stopped near the German village at the military training proving ground of Epynt. A decisive moment for this final round of the championship. Sam Touzle, Max Freeman will know this. They'll have passed the car. They've just got to keep their head, because coming into this, they had a 44-second lead over David Wright, who in turn, here we go, the first few times are in then. No time for Jones, as we suspected. John Stone hasn't put a time in yet, showing Touzle, Wright, Cole as our top 3. A 10:43 from Sam Touzle. That is quick. If you take David Wright's time of 10:57, that is quick. It's almost a minute of a lead now for Sam Touzle and Max Freeman. It is about as comfortable as it gets. John Stone then, an 11:08, identical time to Damien Cole. That fight still very much on with this and one more stage to go. So one more for those guys, 3 seconds. Now the advantage to Stone, as it was going into this stage. An 11:08 from both of those veteran Asphalt Championship drivers. That, if they don't mind me calling them as such, is a thrilling prospect, and that is where our eyes will be. Robbed, I feel, ever so slightly of that lead battle that we were looking forward to in the final 2 stages. Wayne Jones and the Darien calling game over. Desperately disappointed for the pair. But Touzle and Freeman deserve to be out there in front. .10:43 then, the fastest time through here, and Sam Touzle does appear to be driving in a very different universe to everybody else today, doesn't he? He's got the smile of a champion, he's got the confidence of a champion. He is our newly crowned champion. And he's on his way to his 3rd maximum score of the year, his 2nd overall rally victory. If he can get through one final stage, the car now trundles back to service as Sean and Colin Quigley get used to how to drive Epynt in a Rally 2 Fiesta. Plenty of sideways in these advanced 4-wheel drive machines, which is great to see. That's Davies. Oh, that's going in one of the special stage action reels, I've got a feeling. And E30 M3 Evo, one of the European spec cars, being hooned around this notorious Epynt Asphalt. So, Gareth James puts in an 11:24. No time yet from Hugh James and Lewis Sim. Thomas Cooper puts an 11:03 in. Puts him 2nd fastest. No, it doesn't. It puts him 3rd fastest through this stage, doesn't it? Stone and Calder on an identical time through the 7th stage of the day. A 10:43 then from our rally leaders, Sam Touzle, Max Freeman. It's a clear 14 seconds faster through the stage than David Wright and Jane Nicol, who you might argue might have put in a big push to try and catch that Darien, but now that one's done. Would probably see discretion as the better part of valour in the fight with that first Rally 2 Fiesta with Touzle and Freeman. Ren Jones nursing a couple of issues on the car, but shucking that Escort around and showing that 4-door is very much more door here at Epynt. Hugh Hunter puts a joint 4th fastest time in, exactly the same time as Damien Cole and John Stone, and again from a similar generation of competitor has been doing miles over here as long as most of us have been old enough to know what a rally car is. Great to see those three battling it out and not far from the head of this field either. It is now a battle for the podium positions, the final one of which John Stone currently with a 3-second advantage. Now that is where Damien Cole will get the bit between his teeth. Was there really anything to fight for, to really push hard to get 4th? In Damien's world, probably not, and that's probably what he would say to us if we were at the stage end, which by the way we're not for this stage. But I'll tell you what, a final podium of the season, having come here off the back of a win at the Mueller Rally in that Citroen C3 Rally 2, would go down nicely, wouldn't it, on his 2025 season. Another stage win to not only equal, as he currently is, but beat the legendary John Price's record over Epynt here would go down nicely as well. I'm not sure that's going to happen today with the pace of Sam Touzle. David Wright out in front, but don't count him out just yet. He's only 3 seconds away from David Wright in the very first stage yesterday. So he's been on it from the start, as Damien. Looking forward to that battle playing out. Just need Hugh Hunter to just get the hammer down ever so slightly so it can be a 3-way battle for the podium. I'm not sure we'll see that today, but the second of the Coles, Brad Cole, no relation. Not in family, but perhaps in driver talent. Fast boy, currently 6th overall, 15 back from Tom Cooper and Sarah Edwards. It's always good to see new faces appear in the championship and handing a competitive slice of the pie to the rest of our protagonists here on the UK's premier Asphalt series. Howell Davies and Dorian Evans are nursing that RS 2000, that historic car, around these stages now. It's a lovely looking car. Real step up for Howell and the red Escort that we've been used to. Must be on for one of the most prolific rally drivers this season in terms of the number of events that he's done, Howell. A little bit disappointed to be nursing the car through, which you can understand. Roger Holder then, Yvonne Walton into this penultimate stage in that lovely Civic. Lee Sparrowhawk dropped down to third in the over 1400cc rally start cars class. Ricky Reynolds now leading the way in that class, with over a minute back to the BMW of Colin Evans. With its poo registration, you have to listen back to the previous stage live if you want to find out what that's all about. I'm not going there. I'm just not. At least Sparrowhawk got stuck on a bank in that last one. Spectator power getting him back out. Still a podium position as things stand. James Elton Wall rounding things out in that class with Andrew Sankey alongside, doing his first ever rally in the little Citroen C2 GT. Absolutely gutted for Wayne Jones. If you just tuned in, this is the Enniskillen MOT Centre Tour of Epynt, the final round of the Protyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship. It was a two-way fight as Alfie Threlfall chucks that Civic into the triangle here. It was a two-way fight for the lead, possibly even a three-way fight, with David Wright not too far off the Darien going into this penultimate stage. Wayne Tar Jones in Darien pulling off near the German village. It is game over. Sam Touzle, Max Freeman have been handed the rally lead, but they have earned that rally lead. It was already there. Sorry, they haven't been handed the rally lead. They've been handed a more comfortable rally lead. They already had the lead by 10 seconds going into this one. And do you know what? They'll cherish that fact as well. No one handed them anything today. They just, on that first stage this morning, found a different level, didn't they? Measuring up against the Darien, in Darien territory, in Darien weather, on a day that very much looked like it might be a Darien day. Will it be a champion's drive for Sam Touzle and Max Freeman, a way to really seal that championship title victory in style? We will be there to bring you the reaction and bring you a very special feature with our champions, who, by the way, as part of their prize, and nowhere else in British rallying do you get an opportunity like this. It's like the old days of rallying where you genuinely get a step up to the top level. They will be driving in a test at M Sport, the Rally 1 WRC Puma, which Callum Black, Jack Morton had the privilege of last season as our champions. There's Adam Hogan, Alex Ben in the Escort, just tipping it into the triangle there. So nowhere else in British rallying can you see that. And Sam Touzle, Max Freeman will be driving that Rally 1 Fiesta at M Sport, and you'll be able to see that on the special stage page and on the Protyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship social media. That's coming up. Very much looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Then looking forward to seeing how he gets on in Europe next season. More on that later. Ian Skip, Tim Skip alongside in the beautifully prepared Mark II Escort RS 1800. I spent some time with Jeff Doe yesterday, our championship scrutineer, one of the most brilliant people you can meet in this sport. He's full of stories and they're all riveting. He was telling me a story about an RS 1800 Mark II Escort that he owned when it had 9,000 miles on the clock. It's probably 2 years old. Can you imagine that? One of only 104 ever made. And he sold it. He bought it for £2,000, sold it for 4.5, and thought he was quids in. It's now worth well over 100 grand. And his mate owns it. Still only done 20 odd thousand miles, completely original, sits under a cover, and no one knows what the hell to do with it. What a story that is. I mean, whatever stories you've got about the one that got away, can't beat selling a split mint, almost new RS 1800 for 4.5 grand. Then your mate buying it back years later, and it's sitting there as a quite healthy pension pot. Can it? Had a fab time with Jeff, road tripping over to Carmarthen last night for the Charlie doing it the right way there on the triangle, wasn't he? Yeah, driving over with Jeff to the autumn rally, start of the autumn rally last night. Congrats to everyone who finished that one, because wow, it looked hellish, challenging last night, isn't it? But well done, most of all, to Daniel Jones and Mark Hughes, who took the overall victory in their escort on that road rally last night. Andy Brinkley, hell in a mail. Stephen Hall, Aggie Foster, the car which has been expertly created as a 143rd model by Mark Johnson, if you've seen that online, even down to the sooty marks around the exhaust pipe at the back of the car, and some intricate detail went into that. Do check it out. The Rally Marshal Modeler is the page on Facebook. There's some fantastic models on there. If you want a model of your rally car, look no further. Wayne Goldring used to do that, but he's too busy to do models of rally cars these days. Got quite a formidable collection. We've even got a collection going on here in the special stage studio van. Anyway, back to the action. Oh, I should actually just tell you, by the way, if you have got involved with the coverage today, if you've been commenting on one of the live streams on specialstage.tv at Facebook, on YouTube, you are in the draw automatically to win one of the Rallying is Live. Money can't buy RAC rally themed hats. I am hoping to persuade Dan Elmore to sort me one out this year, as soon as I didn't get one of the t-shirts. Ant Jevons, Mags Kelly then looking for second in class, which was so up Mags Female Co-Driver Championship Award. Ant with the job to do for the championship here at this final round, third of the PB engineering cars. Lining up alongside Hugh Hunter, Andy Marchbank, and our rally leaders and newly crowned champions. Sam Touzle and Max Freeman, who, to remind you, currently sit almost a minute out in front on this rally. We lost Wayne Jones in this stage that we're watching now, retiring in the first part of the stage. Actually, probably more towards the middle of the stage, actually near the German village, after it had gone past our cameras. No sign that the Darien was struggling, although he was struggling to keep up with the pace of the Trade Centre Fiesta Rally 2 of Touzle and Freeman. And no doubt in the fullness of time we'll find out what happened, what went on there. Your top 10 looks like this overall. Sam Touzle, Max Freeman out in the lead, 58 seconds ahead of David Wright and Jane Nicol. 29 seconds back in the final podium position. A man who is delighted to be hooking it up here at Epynt. Just had a lot of seat time here, knows the place well, but it's never been that kind to him. John Stone, Rhys Stoneman alongside. Damien Cole is in fourth and only 3 seconds behind as well. Came here with number 2 on the door, won the recent Mueller stages. 26 overall wins over Epynt. It's a record for the 6-time champion. 76 stage wins, equaling the legendary John Price. He's in fourth at the moment. Paul Spooner alongside, no stranger himself to a fantastic result here, and has been enjoying himself actually inside that Rally 2 Citroën this weekend. A big smile on his face when he came through the last one. Tom Cooper, Sarah Edwards, just 18 seconds back from that battle for the final podium position. Don't count them out just yet. Another 13.5 miles just shy of to go to finish the day here and to finish the weekend and indeed the championship here at Epynt. Behind him, Brad Cole, Jamie Vaughan, 15 seconds the gap there. Another pair you don't want to count out from moving further up the leaderboard and putting in a big push. They were clearly on a charge through this one. An 11.05 from them, which was the 4th fastest time, wasn't it, through this stage? Just trailing Tom Cooper and Sarah Edwards by 2. Hugh Hunter in 7th at the moment. Andy Marchbank, the dream team, back together inside that brand new M Sport PB Engineering Run Rally 2 Fiesta. Then it's Hugh James and Lewis Sim, who after a bit of a scare and having to be pushed off the start line here, line up in 8th place at the moment. A giant killing performance from the first of the two-wheel drive cars. It wasn't when that Darien was up at the front, was it? Nothing less to fight for this year, said Lewis. Don't push it, no need to push. I bet they're pushing now, because 26 behind is the historic Escort with its Hot Wheels arches, the Zach Speed arches. Gareth James, great performance from him. And Richard Clues, Carl Williamson now move up into the top 10. Actually, top 10 overall. We'll continue with action in this penultimate stage, and then we're going to hot-foot it to service. But what we're going to do, because we're quite keen to bring you as much action as possible today, and we have allowed for it, although not the whole stage, we're going to bring you some action from the final stage of the day as well. We'll probably get, I don't know, the top 15 or 20 cars. A bit of a bonus stage for us today, because originally we weren't planning on, or we didn't think we'd be able to get the final stage in, but it does look like, as long as there are no delays, we can get the top 15 or so cars, which we will do, and cement the provisional result before we then head to service and at the finish of the rally here in the quarry at Epynt and get those final interviews and the all-important championship interview as well from, if things continue this way, someone who I expect to have pro levels of excitement. Shane Gamble, Danny Cooper alongside, doing a great job there in that Mini, aren't they? Leading the two Protyre Minis at this stage. Andrew O'Hanlon done his best to keep on terms. Had the measure of them on day one, not quite so here on day two, but it's been great to see the HRCR Mini Cup joining us at selected Protyre events this season, bringing a flavour of classic minis to the entry lists and the stages. Martin Quant throwing that courser around, having a great day on these stages. Knows these stages very well indeed, the North Wales man. The Demon Tweaks man, if you've got an old copy of Demon Tweaks, have a look in the front, you'll see Martin with a bit more hair. No offence, Martin. In the front of the magazine when they used to detail what competition the staff all did. In the days when they could, I don't think they specified it, but if you worked at Demon Tweaks, you tended to be competing. So yeah, I think we're going to see some pretty excited celebrations from Sam and Max, and that's nice to see. It's the only person I've ever seen celebrate a rally win, and hopefully we'll see him celebrating the championship today as well if we get there in time. More than Sam was Petter Solberg back in the day, as Harvey Stevens pulls onto the start line in that Mini, which has been modelled on the reborn Rover RAC Rally Mini, the Corgi diecast sponsored car, if you remember that one. They've had a good lot of fun in the car today. Tom Fairburn there in the BMW. Really wanted to finish this weekend. Come a long way from Scotland to be here in Epynt, and wanted to take the car home in one piece with a decent finish. He's done just that so far. One stage to go, 13.5 miles. A repeat of the stage that we've just seen to finish the day. And as I say, I do expect lots of excitement from Sam. Final few cars. In fact, the final car lines up on the finish. Yeah. Straight cut gearbox on that A series. Mini Cooper S squealing and whining its way off the start line. The RC40 exhaust popping on gear change. It's a lovely sight and it's a lovely sound. We can bring you both of those. The only thing we can't bring you here, we can show you it, but you don't get the benefit of the glorious sunshine. It is lovely and warm here. We can't bring you how these cars smell. Maybe in the future we'll be able to do that. Imagine having an AI module on your screen to be able to smell what the cars smell like. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Maybe we could change the smell to 70s, 80s Castrol R. Be good, wouldn't it? Speaking of which, I'm slightly offended by the air freshener in the toilet in the special stage studio. I think you should put a Castrol R fragrance in there instead. It squirts me in the face every time I go in. Still annoyed about that. But there are worse things, like retiring from the battle for the lead at the final round of the season. When ideally, having had a big accident, and coming back from it to be the king of Epynt, you really want to go well. Wayne Jones, absolutely gutted for the Darien driver. It was set to be a battle that we were going to be enthralled with right to the finish. Rhys Jones alongside the Lamberter pair in the T90 GTR Darien. 2.5 litre rear-engined kit car. Not making it the distance. The lead was already in Sam Touzle and Max Freeman's hands, you might argue. It was well and truly so, actually. As you see, Alex Roscoe and Steve Roscoe, they've had a good day in that little micro, haven't they? They've been throwing it around. You see them there through the triangle. There's entertainment right down to the final few cars here for the spectators who are sticking around, looking forward to seeing the blistering pace and the final battles play out over the final 13, just shy of 13.5 miles in this 8th stage coming up. Won't very sadly be that battle for the lead that we were looking forward to seeing, but nevertheless, Barry turning the Nova into a tripod there, almost overcooking it, didn't he? 53.5 miles, the total mileage today, added to the 23.8 miles of yesterday, meaning we have battled for glory over these Epynt military ranges for 77.36 miles over the last couple of days. A tale of two halves. In terms of the weather, a tale of three chapters if you add in the awesome road rally not far down the road last night, and a similar narrative threading through the whole story. That battle for the lead, that champion's drive from Sam Touzle and Max Freeman wanting to end their campaign on the ultimate high and take an overall victory to finish the season. It's looking good. 58 seconds at the moment. The gap out front. Touzle and Freeman can coast through this final stage if they so wish. Now, we don't expect them to be taking any big unnecessary risks, but I don't think coast is in Sam's vocabulary. So I'm looking forward to the sound bites at the finish. We've had a few today, haven't we? Some I can repeat, others I probably better not. But I bet there'll be a few waiting for us at the finish. Touzle, Wright, Stone, Cole, Cooper, your top 5. Other Cole, Hunter, Hugh James, Gareth James, Richard Glues, your top 10 overall. Chris Woodhouse, Lucy Wilding moving up to 15th overall, on an identical time so far to Alan Welsby in the Road Rally Escort in 14th. Expect that position to change around unless something goes desperately wrong for the Rally 2 pair. So between Welsby and Jones. So you can guarantee the Escort man will be pushing hard. And indeed another 3 seconds further up to Rob Morris, so it's very close. And that's it for the penultimate stage here at the Niskanon MOT Centre, Tour of Epynt. The final stage of the final round of the 2025 Protyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship is up next. We're going to bring you action from the stage, and we will be back very shortly.